Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 55 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on today. So, yay for day 55. I'm getting further away from my halfway point, 45 days to go, and who knows what I will do after that. Right now, I'm happy to be surviving every day. I made it through another day. Woohoo! I survived! No, I did a little more than survive. I kind of lived a little bit today. Not a lot, but did a little bit. I felt like I was being really lazy because I didn't get out of bed until like after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, oh man. And I've been awake for like 12 hours, and I'm ready to go back to sleep. Actually, I've been ready to go back to sleep for a really, really long time, so I'm really amazed that I'm awake right now. Um, but I guess that was my choice, so consequences of my choices, my actions, whatever. But anyway, I have no idea what I'm talking about today. I'm, I'm tired and I'm kind of brain dead. I swear my brain just gets foggy, and the more tired I get, the harder it is for me to think clearly and to figure out what I'm saying. So if I don't make any sense in this video tonight, I apologize because my brain is like totally turned off at this point. Um, anyway, I did. I chose to read my scriptures and meditationals first today, and made a phone call, checked my voicemail, did some, personal things. And then I just kind of started a load of laundry and then forgot about it and just vegged for a couple of hours. Really just wanted to go back to sleep, which was crazy because I'm like, hey, I've been awake for 2 hours and I'm ready to go back to sleep. It's really kind of annoying, but I was very proud of myself because I got dressed and I put earrings in for probably the first time this week. So I'm like, yay, earrings! Did my hair and everything. So I like when I do things like that. It makes me feel better. And I was gonna share something in this video, and I forgot all about it. Oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I was writing after I read my scriptures and meditationals, which I realized I haven't done for a couple of days in a row, probably because I read my scriptures and meditationals right before I wrote in my journal and went to bed. So anyway, um, I did my little writing, and I wrote something, and it was kind of cool because it kind of came out like a poem, where the last end of the line rhymed. And I was like, yay, this is really cool. I should share this in my video tonight. And I'm doing my video, and now I remember that. But what I wrote is on the other side of the room, and I don't want to get up and get it. And also, I don't know if I wrote it legibly or not. So it probably wouldn't even be worth going across the room if I can't read it. But it had something to do with feelings, and that when I do things, I feel better about myself than when I don't. And if I don't do things, then I feel worse about myself. So it's better to do something, even if it's just little things, than it is to do nothing. So that was kind of my something that I wrote today, that it's good to just do something, just little things, because it helps me to feel just a little bit better. So I'm like, okay, this is a good thing. So my little things obviously was made a phone call, left a voicemail message to someone, um, checked my emails, that sort of a thing, and read my scriptures and meditationals. And then there was a church activity that I went to tonight, which is nice to see other people and also get free meal. So free food, I'm all for free food, right? And then I chose to go to work after that. So that was a good thing. And it was kind of, to me, I was thinking it's kind of sad because I went to work, and 2 hours later, well, not 2 hours later, excuse me, 2 hours after I left my house to go to the church thing. So that took like 20, 30 minutes. And then the work thing, um, I was falling asleep. I was ready to fall asleep. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep my eyes open. So I was just praying that I would be able to keep my eyes open and keep focused on what I was doing, because I was at work and I couldn't just drop everything and come home or go to bed or take a nap or doze or whatever I need to do. So somehow I managed to work for 4 hours tonight. I did not make as much money as I wanted to, but I made enough money. I made what I needed to. Um, and it's so funny because I had a number in mind as to how much money I needed to make. And the funny thing is if before I got sick, if I'd been filling up, I would have been filling up to it, and I could have pushed myself. And the way tonight was going, I could have totally made that much or more, and it would have been totally awesome, and I would have been totally stoked about it, and no big deal. Wouldn't have been a problem. And tonight I was just like, I've only worked for like 3 hours and I'm done. I actually only worked for an hour and I was done. So the fact that I made it for 4 hours is just amazing to me. It's a miracle because which is why I'm doing this video so late, because I worked tonight. And I was like, oh, I'm going to fall asleep. But I am grateful for God reminding me that I had a little bit of money from last week left over, and that I could, that it would be okay. And if I have the energy, I can go to work again tomorrow and the next day, whatever. And if I don't, then it's okay. But it just means that I was able to put money into my account, so the next bill that's going to come out automatically will not overdraft. So now there's money in my account to cover it. And it's not as, I didn't make nearly as much as I wanted to tonight, but I made what I needed. And I didn't think it was going to be enough. And then somehow the numbers just started adding up in my head. And I was like, I don't even know where this is coming from, because I need to make at least this much or at least this much. And somehow I didn't even need to make as much as I thought I needed to in order to have what I needed. It doesn't leave me any extra. Well, maybe tiny little cushions of like $12 or $15. But it's still just, it made me very grateful to be able to do that tonight, to have the means to do that, and the energy somehow. I know that was like a miracle to me that I stayed awake and did all of that. And then of course I came home and I wanted to crash, and I forgot that I did laundry and I don't have a dryer, so all of my clothes were just laying all over everywhere, which was nice because they're laying around to dry. The only problem is that I can't sit down or go to bed or do anything until I put them away, so I had to come home and put things away instead of just crashing. And then of course I had to get something to eat, which was easy because I put the free food in the fridge before I went to work, and I just pulled it out so I could just eat it and didn't have to make anything. That was nice. And then my landlord offered me a free piano, and I'm like, cool, I'll take a free piano. But now I have to rearrange something in my house. Something that doesn't make any sense. I need to rearrange things in my house so I can find a place to put it and come up with time for somebody to help me bring it into the house. So anyway, but I'm like, cool, free stuff. I get free stuff today, which I wasn't expecting. And I got enough money to cover what I needed, even though it's not how much I wanted or thought that I would have to get tonight. And somehow I had the energy to do all of that. And then I still wrote in my journal tonight. So yay, wrote in my journal and brushed my teeth, and I'm doing my video. And the interesting thing is, when I was at work tonight, I was frustrated because I was falling asleep again. And I was just like thinking to myself and thinking, God, I'm trying. And feeling like it's just not working. And then I think God just put the thought in my mind that, no, I'm doing. And my bishop had told me that once, several months ago when I was talking to him, and I said, I just keep trying. And he's like, but you're actually doing it. Can you not see that you're doing? And I was like, okay, sure, I'm trying. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, I know you think I'm doing, but I still don't feel like I'm doing. I still feel like I'm just trying. And to me, when I feel like I'm trying, I feel like I'm failing. Like I'm just not quite succeeding. I keep trying and I just can't get there. I just can't reach whatever my goal is or whatever it is that I'm wanting to do. Like I just falling short all the time. And so today I was feeling that way tonight. And then I thought that, no, I'm doing, and I did it. I went to work. I did it. I earned the money that I needed to cover the bill that's coming out next. And yes, I'm tired. I'm exhausted, but I did it, and I'm doing this. I read my scriptures and meditation. I've been making my videos every day. I am doing this. It's not. I'm working towards my goals, and I'm achieving them. Maybe not in the timeline that I want. Maybe not in the way that I want. But I'm doing it. And no, I didn't make the amount of money that I wanted to tonight, but I did make what I needed. So I did it. I'm doing it, and I did it, and it was just this amazing shift for me not just, like an epiphany, but like a shift for me, this change to be like, okay, I'm not trying and failing and struggling to succeed at something. I'm succeeding. I'm working towards my goals. I'm doing what I set out to do. And maybe it's taking me longer than I want to, and maybe I don't. And maybe my problem is I focus too much on what I haven't accomplished or where I want to be, instead of accepting where I'm at, and instead of seeing how far I've come. And I just keep looking at how far I have to go, and it just seems like forever, and I'm never going to get there. And so today wasn't so much this is how far I've come, so much as I'm actually in the process of doing. I'm succeeding at what I'm setting my goals to be. I'm accomplishing what I need in my life. It's just maybe not as quickly as I want it to be, and maybe not the way that I want it to be, but I'm doing it. And it was so comforting somehow to change that from I'm trying and feeling like I'm failing to I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I'm pushing myself. I put myself out there. I'm exhausted. I will probably not do anything tomorrow because I probably did too much tonight, which again is somewhat frustrating, but I'm doing the best that I can. And when I was writing in my journal tonight, I was like, I'm doing the best that I can, and that's more than good enough. And then I wrote, and I am good enough. And I say that because for me, growing up and the way that I was treated, I just never felt like anything I did was good enough. Like I just wasn't enough. And so to see myself as good enough, to be enough tonight is a huge blessing for me. It's huge things for me to feel like I'm enough, to feel like I'm doing this, and in doing this I feel like I'm succeeding, or that I can succeed, and I no longer feel like I'm failing or struggling. I know the struggle's not over. I know that I still have a ways to go to build my energy, to get to work, to find another job, maybe to figure out my books. I'm not to the finish line. I'm not done with any of the goals that I've set, and I know once I reach those, there will be others to reach. So my long list of things to do is not done. But somehow it just feels doable when I say that I'm doing it instead of I'm trying, because trying, I feel like I'm not succeeding. And I know that's not what trying means. Trying means that I'm working at it, I'm working towards it, and eventually I will do it. I will get it done. Um, but I just always have a negative connotation, negative sense associated with the word trying. I don't know that anybody else does, but my biological mother, whom I love, she used to say every time I would tell her I was trying, she would do the little sarcastic thing. Oh, I know you're trying. Like I have a very trying personality, or I'm very trying on other people's nerves and things like that. And so it always made me feel bad, like trying wasn't enough, like trying wasn't good enough, or that my attempts to try just irritated other people. So um, it gave me one of those negative, I associate it as a negative thing instead of a positive thing. And so trying to shift that, to make that change to it being a positive thing has been difficult for me. So I've had to remind myself that trying is a good thing, trying is a positive thing. And but sometimes, like tonight, I feel like I'm trying and it's just not enough. And then to be reminded that I'm doing is enough. And it made me feel like I'm enough. And that was just something I really needed. And all this, it just means that all this effort, all the things that I've been doing are paying off, because things are shifting. My perspective is changing because I'm feeling better about myself with just the little things that I'm doing. And as long as I keep doing them, I get to continue to feel better about myself. I get to continue to see the little miracles that God is giving me in my life. I get to continue to see the blessings around me, and to realize that I am enough. I am good enough. I am worthy. I deserve good things in my life. And hopefully that takes away the underlying, subconscious self-sabotage or feeling like I'm not good enough somehow or that I can't do. Because I'm very quick. That's usually my first response, my default response, that I can't do something, that I'm not good enough, that I'm too tired, that I'm too whatever it is. And so it is frustrating being too tired to do things right now, but it made me feel very good and grateful for the things that I am doing, and to write in my journal and to be like, I am enough, and to just have started my day, even though it was in the afternoon, to read my scriptures and meditationals, to write, and to know that as long as I'm doing little things, it makes me feel better. And those little things today just made all the difference. And even though it was just a little bit effort, pushed myself a little bit, and it's not as much as I used to be able to do. I can't compare myself to what I used to be able to do. This is what I can do right now, and this is enough. And I'm just so grateful to recognize that this is enough, to accept that this is enough, to know that I'm doing and not just trying. And doing means that I'm succeeding, that I'm progressing, that I'm changing. And to see that, to feel that, is just, it's an amazing shift for me. It's an amazing blessing to have that perspective change, to change the thoughts that are in my mind from trying to doing. I'm doing the best that I can, and that's good enough. And I'm still not giving up. I'm still moving forward at a tortoise pace. Slow and steady wins the race. So I'm just very grateful for that. And so if you can relate, or you like these videos, or you think it'll help someone else, you can hit like, subscribe, or share with someone else. And I think that's all I have, so I can go to bed when I'm done with this video. I'm so tired. Anyway. Anyway, I'm done. So I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and maybe do some writing.